through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
And yes, welcome to the Consumer Quarterback Show, all about helping you understand your buying decisions and making you more informed consumer. Here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We got Logan Briggs coming on the show, Total Home Roofing, our roofing expert. Jenny Restrepo, title insurance expert, Insured Title Agency. And also Mike Murphy, Murphy Auto Group in the house, NIL. We're going to talk about name, image, likeness, and a little bit about Metaverse, what's going on there, and cost of gas. And he's our auto industry expert. So Mike Murphy coming up here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. And I want to plug a nonprofit for our friend Margie Sanchez. This one is One Community Now, Pack the Park for Pack-a-Sack. So One Community Now, the website is feedingpascokids.org, feedingpascokids.org, and this is a nonprofit that Margie's now associated with, and she sent me a message and said, hey, would you mind plugging this event? And I said, sure, yeah, we love to help nonprofit organizations here around the Consumer Quarterback Show. We work with Children's Cancer Center. You've heard Cons Helping Cons, Thomas Young, Cons Helping Cons, free to serve. Gulfside Healthcare Services as well as others on the Consumer Quarterback Show. But this one is feedingpascokids.org, and they are raising money and supporting this organization to pack Pack-a-Sack food for children. So One Community Now, Pack the Park for Pack-a-Sack, feedingpascokids.org. And shout out to Margie Sanchez, friend of the program here. And we got our feel-good story of the day. Text a wrong number sends acts of kindness from Indiana to California. A woman in Indiana, it was interesting, she sent a gift to an expecting couple in California after she received an invite to their baby shower by accident. So pretty cool story in our feel-good segment coming up on the program. I want to let you know about a property at 530 Heaton Forest Road. This is a $10 million listing that we have up in North Carolina. Beautiful property, gorgeous property at 530 Heaton Forest Road, $9.95 million property, 8,000 square feet on almost a 20-acre estate. Magnificent country estate in the mountains of western North Carolina, just outside of Asheville. This is 530 Heaton Forest Road, Cashiers, North Carolina. The home features breakfast porch, patio, 4 fireplaces for cool mountain evenings, and attached 2-car garage, 2-car carport as well. Expansive stone driveway space. Guest house has 3 bedrooms and a sitting room. And it's just a gorgeous opportunity right here in beautiful Cashiers, North Carolina. 530 Heaton Forest Road. Exclusive golf community as well. And this is a great listing. Compliments of Bill DeVore up there, Keller Williams partner up in the mountains of beautiful Carolina. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
This is God's country.
All right, Mike Murphy in the house. Welcome back.
Great to be back. This is God's country. So is that area, Cashiers, North Carolina. Most of my family actually lives around there.
Yeah.
Highlands, Franklin, Georgia area. So if you're looking for the perfect getaway from the summer heat, no plug necessary, but it's an amazing part of the country.
That's awesome, man. I love it up there. Beautiful. Beautiful. Getting out of this humidity for a little while is a nice break.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially when it's so hot, your AC in your cars are barely working nowadays.
Yeah, exactly. Let's start there then. Let's start with the auto industry, Mike. You're a second generation, multiple property owner in terms of auto dealerships, and tell us what you're seeing. What are your customers feeling? I feel like they're probably feeling pinched at the pump.
Yeah, you feel a terrible pinch of the pump. Now, a couple interesting things. It's been a trend for over a decade, but the average car on the road is getting older, which means the cost of keeping that maintenance up and repair is only getting higher. So we're seeing pain at the pump. We're seeing pain in the service drive also.
Yeah.
But there's one answer that I think fixes both those things.
What's that?
You got to buy a new car. Now, not only because I sell them, but because it's now time to just do the math.
Right.
Now, some people buy a new car because they want a new car. I would debate most of our listeners need a new vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
I believe $6 gas is around the corner. I don't believe it's going to stay there, but it's going to touch it so that $4 feels like a new normal. It's kind of an Overton window shift.
Yep.
So just do the math on $6 gas. What's your current miles per gallon? If I use my cheat sheet real quick.
Yep.
What's your average miles per gallon? What's your average miles driven a year? That'll tell you your average gallons consumed a year. and then you take the average cost of gas and plus your monthly car payment, and you got your cost of ownership.
Right.
We're talking about thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to commute to the place where sometimes we only make hundreds and hundreds of dollars a day.
Right.
So moving into a vehicle that may have a higher payment but doubles your fuel economy, like hybrids, plug-in hybrids, EVs, and just pure fuel economy vehicles like a new Tundra that's a twin-turbo V6 instead of a V8. When you're improving your gas mileage by 20 to 40%, now your cost of ownership annually is going down 20 to 40%. Nowadays, we used to talk about that's what you use to take a vacation. Now it's what we use to keep the lights on.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Buy groceries. And yeah, people are feeling it, man. I feel bad for those families out there, those blue collar workers, folks that are, just they were already, kind of struggling, getting ahead. And now to have, the inflation where it's at and just some of the craziness happening out there. Recession looming, definitely, recession coming. A lot of the, JP Morgan, the different leaders of these financial institutions saying, yeah, here's all the indicators. It's coming.
Yeah, and it's not in their best interest to say it.
Right.
So it's kind of like calling a penalty on yourself. I came on this show right in April as the Q1 reports came out, which had negative growth. And I said, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a recession.
Yep.
I'm only 37 years old, but I've been through a few.
Yep.
And it feels like it. When everything's more expensive and you're switching from what I want to do to what I have to do, that, by the average person's definition, is a recession.
Yeah.
Now, let Wall Street figure out, is it a bear market? Is it negative growth? Is it GDP? Can we spend our way out of it? But the facts are, I don't see things getting better until next year at the earliest. I don't see inflation slowing down this year. So that just means the cost of these vehicles, if you don't buy now, every model year will increase just by the cost of inflation.
Right. Yeah, and transportation. I mean, it's all driving. It's a big circular, deal. And the one saving grace a lot of times is real estate, mortgage, title, that industry. And then we've been hampered with the rise in the interest rates. The Federal Reserve finally, having to raise the overnight lending rate. And a lot of people said, well, that was a lot of the problem, is it took too long for them to start hedging. So that's kind of that what we see from that point of view. Let's jump over to NIL. This is a pretty cool part of. Call it marketing, calling it investing in some of the future, stars of America, right? Name, image, likeness. You're involved in that pretty heavily.
Yeah, my organization, along with College Hunks, did the first ever deal with De'Ara King and Bubba Bolden, and we've only done more since. Now, it's interesting because this week we're going to celebrate that birthday, and we're going to be moving into year 2 of NIL, and we're really excited to see what happens because we're already seeing a shift from seniors that were signed on NIL contracts, either going pro or going into the professional world, and we can touch on that in a second. But we also see astronomical numbers. But I do want to keep people in mind and bring them back to reality a little bit. Some people from the Bryce Young camp help me understand when the news talks, it's as much as. So if you see a number, that's assuming they're going to stay through their senior year, they're going to win the awards, they're going to win the national championships. So these NIL deals are based on the marketability and the long-term projection. Now, to be clear, you can't pay for play. You can't pay people more for their performance on the field. But as these deals get renegotiated, if you become more marketable, and NIL is purely a free market right now, people are renegotiating and no one's doing exclusive clauses. So every professional wannabe student athlete has multiple people in their corner helping them become successful. But what's interesting is the not famous people in the non-income producing sports in college that are really starting to benefit from NIL.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. I love that idea. Finally opening it up to allow investment, into that. RealMikeMurphy.com. You can find Mike online. RealMikeMurphy.com. Murphy Auto Group owner and also entrepreneur, doing other things too, investing in the Metaverse, I hear.
Yeah. So we have closed on 4 plots of land in the Sandbox, which is one of the Metaverses. Fantastic organization. If you haven't been to the Sandbox, toss your goggles on, check it out. We'll be building our first dealership. So we're going to build the first ever dealership inside the Metaverse, where not only are you going to be able to walk around to different events and parties and socialize, but as you walk by, you'll be able to see different images and experiences of all the vehicles that I have currently on my lot in used vehicles and all the new vehicles we have available for order, pre-order, or available for pickup. So it's very exciting. What we want to do is create walk-by traffic again. Back in the day when Main Street was a thing, What killed Main Street was probably the internet. But people would just walk by from store to store, and sometimes purchases were impulsive.
Yeah, window shop.
Window shopping. So I guess we're going to virtually window shop. Can we meta window shop? You got to figure out how to trademark that.
That's interesting.
But we see that coming back. We're going to be able to hire some of our own employees to work after hours and pay them in crypto to work information stands there. We'll be hosting concerts. We're going to have retention tools like different online games where you earn different credits a day just to come have fun. The last thing you should do when you're at Murphy Auto Group's land in the Metaverse is think about buying a car. You should be there having fun, socialize, hang out with your friends, listen to good music. But once you're interested for a vehicle and 3% of the market is always in the market for a vehicle, then they're already in the right place and they can find us immediately.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So that's the kind of the future of a segment of the car industry, in your opinion, right? I mean, people are going to be online gaming or whatever they're doing. Can you kind of help our listeners kind of understand a little bit more about how that's going to play out?
Absolutely. So the Metaverse right now is kind of a gaming social area where you're in your fourth dimension, you're in a Web3 world, and you have an avatar and you're interacting. But that's just the start. I mean, we're kind of in the dial-up phase of the internet. Just in the next 5 years, for automotive, in my opinion, I could see Murphy Auto Group hosting virtual Metaverse driving classes. So your 15-year-old kid, when he gets a learner's permit, can come to any Murphy Auto Group location in any Metaverse, Decentraland, Sandbox, or anywhere, and without having to wreck your car in the real world, they'll be able to gain that same experience. There's a great commercial by Meta out, Facebook, that shows a heart surgeon practicing in the Metaverse. And I would much rather than practice on my heart, my literal heart, in the Metaverse a few times before they open me up to operate on my actual heart. It's not a fake heart. They're going to do 3D images of your own heart. And you're going to be able to have your surgeon practice on your unique situation.
Wow.
Now imagine that for every other world. Automotive is just one small piece of it.
Yeah. Wow. That's interesting. We're talking with Mike Murphy here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. And Mike is a local entrepreneur, owner of a large auto group in the Southeast United States, and also involved in name, image, likeness contracts. You mentioned there was a specific contract earlier. David New, was it?
Yeah. What a great story. So there's a local HBCU in Augusta, Georgia, where we have a couple of locations. And he was the captain of the baseball team, starting shortstop, and valedictorian of the graduating class.
Wow.
He was a gentleman that we had on an NIL deal. We put every single student-athlete at Payne College in an NIL deal that wanted one. And when he was done, because of his familiarity with me, the conversations we had, the DMs back and forth over the season and a half that we got to develop our relationship in, he graduates with a master's in accounting. Student-athletes through COVID got an extra year.
Wow.
So he basically got 6 years of college paid for.
Yeah.
And he comes out, and I believe this gentleman, if he stays focused, is the future of our accounting department for all Murphy family enterprises, including Murphy Auto Group. And he wouldn't have found us. He would have been gobbled up by one of the big companies who would have been put on a shelf at a $60,000, $80,000 a year job because he had the right resume. But NIL selfishly got my company in front of the right future employee. So that's a whole nother reason to look at NIL.
Yeah, you keep telling me I need to get with the USF athletic department, get the something around the quarterback up there with the Consumer Quarterback Show. I love our branding. I don't know, I haven't done it yet, but that's the idea, right? For small business owners, they can kind of catch that athlete before they're hitting their peak or whatever it might be, and their future is going to be bright.
There's so many different ways you can take it, right? You can hire or you can do an NIL deal, which is the same as really hiring. You put them on payroll. The starting quarterback at USF, and that's your voice. But as you want to grow your Brandonites, we'll call them, maybe you're focusing on every graduating senior at USF that's graduating with a real estate degree.
Yeah, there you go.
And I'm sure Keller Williams has some awesome programs just to focus on, professional athletes or student athletes that are transitioning. So it's a selfish way. It's interesting. Most things that are doing the right thing as a business owner, it's selfish because you make more money, you take care of your community, and if anybody loses, it's the federal tax system, because as we make donations or as we do NIL deals, we're helping people, we're changing their lives, and we're educating them.
That's interesting. So that's actually a tax exempt situation? I didn't realize that.
Well, for NIL itself, as you spend and you charge your advertising, it's a pre-tax event. So it's an expense. It's a true cost of doing business.
Got it.
So if I made $1 million a year and I put somebody on a $100,000 NIL deal, yes, they get the $100K if they do the scope of work, but I'm now paying taxes on $900,000.
Got it. Pre-tax. Awesome. I love it. Well, we got about a minute left, Mike. What's final thoughts for you? And realmikemurphy.com is the website. You can find him on Instagram as well, all over social as well.
Well, I'll give you some good news. Yes, welcome to a recession, but it's not going to affect us in Florida and the South like it will the rest of the world and the rest of the country. It's interesting. I believe the rest of the world averages out to about a 4% inflation while we're up in 8 and 9. So we can control this, and we have a governor, I think, that's done a very good job of setting us up to be winners. And
Yes.
I believe if anybody's going to win through this whole thing, it's Florida.
Right.
Will real estate go down in Florida? I don't see it, because as long as they're not making any more land and more people are moving here, this thing can
Right.
only go up. Other parts of the world in the next 18 months, hold on, it's going to be a ride.
Yeah.
And I'll leave you guys with this. The Ukraine was an important part of my family. It helped my dad a little bit longer as he battled cancer. So I learned a little bit of Ukrainian. So what is Ukrainian for a bedpan?
Ukrainian for a bedpan.
It's a Putin.
Putin. Yeah,
So
exactly.
you start a war, we get to make fun of you.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. That's right. All right, Mike. Always a pleasure. Thanks for coming in, man.
Absolutely.
That's a
Appreciate
good
you.
one. That's funny. All right, we're going to take a quick break there. We're going to come back with Jenny Restrepo, Insured Title Agency, coming up here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. And also our feel-good story of the day. This is a pretty cool story. A text that went to the wrong number sends act of kindness from Indiana to California. We'll be right back here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, everybody, it's the Captain, Matt Bruce, and you're listening to my buddy, Brandon Rhymes, a consumer quarterback. Sell, Brandon, sell.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Ian Beckles here with my man Brandon Rhymes, a.k.a. the real estate quarterback. Brandon, what's happening with the market?
Thanks, Ian. Any of our listeners out there, we'll offer you a 2% listing for the first 3 callers that reach out to the hotline, 813-917-1894. Call or text the hotline, 813-917-1894. Also, a great opportunity for folks out there looking for a part-time gig, maybe a side hustle, is Keller Williams Real Estate School, powered by Kaplan. Reach out if you'd like more information on how we have a free real estate school for you, online class, get licensed, and start referring business in, or maybe make a new career. 813-917-1894, consumerqb.com for our syndicated radio and TV show on 80 outlets worldwide, consumerqb.com, or our real estate website at platinummvpteam.kw.com. That's platinummvpteam.kw.com. And please follow us online at Brandon Rhymes 1 on Instagram, Twitter, Getter, and check out our YouTube channel, Brandon Rhymes Realty. Make it a great day. Hey, Brandon Rhymes here for Cleaning Commandos here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Cleaning Commandos are hiring, and they're offering competitive wages, flexible hours, relaxed atmosphere, and a sign-on bonus. Reach out if you'd like a career with the Cleaning Commandos here in Tampa Bay. Info at cleaningcommandosllc.com or call 813-750-0550, 813-750-0550. Cleaning Commandos, Consumer Quarterback Show. Have you desired more income and more freedom in your life? Now is your time. Keller Williams Realty has just launched our own real estate school, and you can get licensed for free. I'm Brandon Rhymes, host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, owner of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. And for the first 3 people who reach out, I will personally coach you. 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. ConsumerQB.com. ConsumerQB.com.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here. Consumer Quarterback Show powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. Top 1% ranked real estate team here in Tampa Bay. Keller Williams Sports and Entertainment Division, Luxury Division, as well as the Commercial Division as well for Keller Williams Realty. 2803 Safe Harbor Drive. This is a $1 million listing that we've got right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. This is a great property. It's an estate-style home, 5,253 square feet, 5 bathrooms. A gorgeous estate-style home at the Estates of White Trout Lake. Spiral staircase to the second floor as well as an elevator. Large master suite, granite countertops, new appliances, pool, heated spa, large fenced-in corner lot at 2803 Safe Harbor Drive in Tampa, as well as another beautiful property that we've got in Pasco. This is Wesley Chapel, 27641 Lincoln Place, and this is a 3 1/4 acre property up on Lincoln Place in Wesley Chapel, located in Saddlewood Estates. Air conditioning, 3-car garage, breathtaking views of the conservation area with no backyard neighbor, Butler's Bar service area, screened-in pool in Lanai, minutes from the Grove, Tampa Premium Outlets in Wiregrass Mall. Beautiful property listing, 3,000 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 4 bath at 27641 Lincoln Place, Wesley Chapel. And you can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
Buy dirt, find one you can't live without.
And you can also buy dirt as well. We got a dozen properties that are vacant land as well. So if you're looking to build or property to just kind of have as a whole, something to hedge against inflation, we do have lots of dirt that you can buy, some land available as well. And you can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. Quick shout out to Ramin Kazami, Heights Soft Wash, Pressure Wash right here in Tampa Bay. He's actually pressure washing our property right now. Ramin Kazami does such a great job. His attention to detail and his love for the business, you can tell he loves his business. Ramin Kazami, Heights Soft Wash, Pressure Wash right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. HeightsSoftWash.com. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. All right, we got Jenny Restrepo in the house. Welcome back. How are you?
Hi, I'm great. Thank you.
Excellent.
I just got back from the Jersey Shore.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, we did a little trip up to the Northeast as well. We were outside of Boston there. Insured Title Agency. And today you mentioned you want to talk about 2 housing programs?
Yes. So, well, before we get into that, because Brandon is such a thorough agent, he has already asked Insured Title Agency to check out the title on his Safe Harbor listing, and I can confirm that it has free and clear title, no liens, no HOA issues.
Yeah.
So that's an added feature when you list with Brandon, that he does all of this ahead of time before there is even a buyer, so that it gives us as a title company any time to remedy any issues, and all of those things are attached to the listing. So, just an extra service that's offered by Brandon and his team that we're happy to provide to them and
Sweet.
for prospective buyers.
We appreciate that.
Plugging
Thank
that
you.
a little bit.
Thank you.
But yeah, so today I wanted to come and talk about something positive, because obviously the news seems a little doomsday, and I have even posted on our Insured Title Agency Facebook page that this housing market in the Tampa Bay area, it has skyrocketed, doesn't make it super affordable for the people who are here, especially the ones of us who've been living here for a while.
Right.
And the city of Tampa is really dedicated to helping to support its residents and make housing affordable. So our mayor has championed a program that started about a year ago called the Infill program. And what happened with that program is the city sold lots that were owned by the city to building developers who agreed to build properties on those lots and sell them at an affordable price.
Okay.
Buyers of those homes do have to qualify for the program, but it was all in, here's, like you're saying, buy dirt. So here's this dirt owned by the city, nothing's on there. And how can the city sort of impact an opportunity for its residents? So that's one program called the Infill program. You can learn more about that on the City of Tampa's Instagram page. They had a whole article about it. The other program that I want to talk to you about is called the Dare to Dream. And that is a program, again, sponsored through the City of Tampa. So as far as I'm aware, you do have to be purchasing in Hillsborough County for these 2. Not to say that Pinellas and Pasco don't offer their own programs. So maybe next time when I come on, I can talk about those. But the Dare to Dream program, again, it's a down payment assistance. But I've seen these for years, down payment assistance programs. And oftentimes, for a one-person household, they're saying, oh, you can only make $35,000 a year, which unfortunately, if that's all you're making, you probably can't afford a house, period.
Right.
This program has way bigger criteria, so much higher income limitations, much more reasonable credit score expectations, and the amount of money up to that they can loan to you is forgivable as long as you stay in the house as an owner-occupant for a certain amount of time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'll stay in my lane on the details.
We're going
of
to take
course,
a quick
you can
break.
Google that.
We're coming into our quick break here, but we got
Okay.
more time on the other side with Jenny
Perfect.
Restrepo, Insured Title Agency, here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Taking a quick break. Coming back with more info about these down payment assistance programs on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
This is Chris Moss, former FBI lead hostage negotiator and owner of the Black Swan Group, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Five, four, three, two, one.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP team, Keller Williams Realty, helping you win in your real estate deals, buying, selling, or investing. We have a conversation going here with Jenny Restrepo, Insured Title Agency, and we were talking about. I love these topics as well because these are things that can really help people.
Yes.
You know, these consumer advocate type programs. Of course, Consumer Quarterback Show, all about helping consumers. And so we were talking about a couple different programs. You've got the infill program from the city of Tampa, kind of infilling those lots. You hear that term, infill
Yes.
lots, right? So that's a great program. And then Dare to Dream is another one as well. So we were kind of talking about that.
Yes.
Please share some more details with us.
Sure. So as I was saying before we went to break, I will stay in my lane and not give you all the details. And I'll leave you with this recommendation is reach out to your lender partner. If you don't currently have one, reach out to the Consumer Quarterback Show and they will put you in touch with a lender. Have a conversation. Those conversations are free and you can find out what you qualify for. But this is my personal advice is if you're speaking to a lender that wants to talk you out of a program that you qualify for, get a different lender.
Yeah.
Because it's free money to you, and if you qualify, why not take advantage?
Yeah.
In a marketplace where everything is costing more, when you can get money back, and this is funded by our city, by our state of Florida, just put a couple more $1 million into special programs for first responders. So there's a lot of hope and help out there. Home ownership is not unattainable. You don't have to leave Florida to be able to afford a home. You just have to get a little bit more creative with it.
Yeah.
And
Now, why would a lender? Sorry to interject there, but why would a lender kind of talk you out of that?
they don't make as much money.
Right. And it's a little bit more work. They got to fill out a couple more forms, right?
They have to be, most of these programs require their lender partners in order to offer it to become certified. So I have a lender partner. I asked him, I just texted him before the show, are you involved in this program? He said, yep, I'm certified. I'm happy to help people. He's also a USF graduate. So, yes, I mean, a lot of times, like, maybe you're talking about a lower price point. These lenders, they only want to sell $1 million houses. Well, you know, everyone else too, but
yeah.
There is something for everyone out there, and some lenders are limited by the company that they represent. Some lenders don't offer everything. A lot of retail lenders don't offer everything that's available in the marketplace.
Right.
And so it is smart to shop around and get a couple of different quotes, but definitely don't be talked out of something that you certainly qualified for. Just find somebody who's talking your same language.
Right, absolutely. We're talking with Jenny Restrepo here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, Insured Title Agency, insured_title.com. And I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. And yeah, I love these topics. These are ideas that can help you, you know, stretch that dollar. Right now, everybody's looking to stretch the dollar. You got to try to figure out how to be creative in a lot of situations. By the way, one of our lender partners, Diane, she has a cash guarantee program where if you're purchasing, they will actually guarantee the deal will close, so that for the seller, you know, the seller's like, great, wow, this is awesome, where do I sign? You know, they're going to sign the deal, and they'll close on the deal no matter what happens, because sometimes you get to closing, the buyer happened to change jobs, or they maybe got fired, or whatever situation might occur. They have a cash guarantee program, so you can see all of our, you know, partners at consumerqb.com. You can see links there to all of our expert contributors, or you can reach out to the show hotline, of course, 813-917-1894, 813-917-1894. You can call or text that line. So what else are you seeing out there, Jenny?
Well, I would say Follow us on Facebook or Instagram, because every time that I see news stories and news like that's where I post it. So on Facebook, we're at Insured Title Agency, and same on Instagram. So check us out and follow us. That way you'll stay up to date on all this stuff. Like, yes, we're a title company, but I don't only post boring title stuff. I post the things that I think, again, like a consumer advocate, what do the people in the Tampa Bay real estate market want to know? The actual people, not just the professionals. Yeah. And I would say, if you're in the market to buy, choose your team. Like, Brandon is a former football player, and I'm sure when he hit the field, he had his MVP team. Now in his real estate career, he fills up his team with his MVP team. You are the buyer. Put together your MVP team for your purchase. It's your home, your investment. So if you're choosing your agent and choosing your lender, choose your title company, because the title company really seems insignificant, but a title company that's not thorough, that's not accurate, and not proactive in helping resolve issues can cost you time, money, and potentially that purchase. Yeah. And you do not want to find out years down the line, like some of the stories I've told, that, oh, somebody else has a title claim to my house. Oh, somebody's coming out of the woodwork and they say that they own my house, or that they want $5,000 or whatever it is. These things do happen. Do they happen all of the time? No, because of course there are a lot of reputable title companies, but I can speak for Insured Title Agency that when we have come across these things that didn't have anything to do with us, we really are the team that will help correct the situation so that the deal can move forward, and so that there will be no further problems with this property for anyone in the future.
And a lot of times when you see that situation, it's an improper quitclaim deed from a family member to another.
Those are the worst.
And they say, they think just because the county recorded it that, they accepted it, they recorded it. That's not the case.
So common misconceptions. When I record something at the county clerk's office, somebody's double checking my work.
No.
Now, did you pay? That's what they want. The money. So if there is a typo on the deed, if you do not put the full and correct legal description, it can be a huge problem. I've told the story that a woman's father did a quit claim deed to her 30 years prior. Now dad is deceased, and the deed was done incorrectly. Yeah. And instead of them just being like, oh, it's fine, she's now having to go through probate when dad has already been passed away for 30 years. So certainly, if you have older family members, or if you're thinking of setting up your own situation, you don't have to be elderly to want to have all of your affairs in order. If you're rewriting a deed, if you're doing anything like that relating to title of your property, consult with a real estate attorney. As long as there's an owner's policy issued, we can actually do it for you. So we're not attorneys as well, so we can't offer legal advice. But if you're updating your owner's policy in the process of redoing the deed, then yes, we can do it for you. Even if you're doing a refinance, we can handle that. If you're doing a HELOC, we can handle that. And so these are the ways that when you're doing that, that may be the time that you want to put it into a trust or put it into a estate. Right. Consult with a family planning attorney and have everything set up.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, follow them online, insured_title.com.
No,
at Insured Agency.
Title.com.
Oh, it's got the underscore on my sheet here. It's like the Anchorman, right? If it's on the sheet, I'm going to read it. So, insured-title.com. Yes. Thanks for correcting me that. And then the Instagram was Insured Agency?
At Insured Title Agency. Yes.
Instagram. So follow Jenny and the team on their Instagram as well. And Jenny, thanks for the reminder about these down payment programs, assistant programs. Those are great. Got the Infill program, Dare to Dream program, and of course Pasco, Pinellas, they'll have other programs. You just got to check out the local municipalities.
Correct. There are lots of programs out there, and from what I'm understanding, reading in the different headlines, a lot of programs are being refunded. The state of Florida just refunded a first responders. So there is hope and help out there.
Yes.
Don't think that you have to keep on renting in this crazy rental market forever and ever and ever because you don't have $75,000 to put down on a house.
Right.
Like, it's still possible. It is within reach. And when you pick that MVP team, those are the people who are going to help get you in your home and get you out of those rental payments that are just paying off someone else's retirement.
That's right. All right. Good stuff. Thank you so much, Jenny. We appreciate you coming in.
Thanks for having me.
All right, taking a quick break, coming back with Logan Briggs, Total Home Roofing, here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We're going to talk about some of the consumer advocate tips in the roofing industry, things to look out for. Also, our feel-good story of the day. A woman in Indiana sent a gift to an expecting couple in California after she received an invite to their baby shower by accident. Our feel-good story of the day will be right back.
This is Warwick Dunn, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hey, Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, in studio with Martin Gramatica, that is, former Tampa Bay Buccaneers Super Bowl winner, Lifeguard Imaging, lifeguardimaging.com, saving lives through early detection.
Thanks for having me, Brandon. Yes, that's what we're doing at Lifeguard Imaging. You come in asymptomatic, and that's what we do. You're being proactive. You're coming in. We do a scan from the neck to the pelvis. It's a full body scan. It's a 3D image of every organ, and that's where 90% of the deadliest cancers are, in our mid region. So we can see everything. But for your listeners, we have a real good special. We have a $599 value, absolutely complimentary. They can come in for a coronary artery scan, which will give you their calcium score, 100% complimentary for your people.
Very cool. Hey, take them up on that offer, 813-917-1894. Call or text, complimentary scan, 813-917-1894, and check them out online, lifeguardimaging.com.
Dennis Prager here for Brandon and Lindsay Rhymes, owners of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams. Buying, selling, investing in real estate, their nationwide Keller Williams network makes them the best team to work with. Sellers, have your property featured live on air, creating multiple offers. Buyers, leverage a unique system that gets your offer accepted, never overlooked. Call or text 813-750-0550, 813-750-0550, or consumerqb.com.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. Every day we like to tell you a feel-good story of the day.
Tell me something good.
All right, so this is a wrong number text that went to Indiana. A woman in Indiana sent a gift to an expecting couple in California after she received an invite to their baby shower by accident. David Amaste and Candace Countryman recently welcomed their baby girl, Luna. Prior to their daughter being born, the couple, who currently lives in California, have been preparing for the baby shower and sent out evites via text. In error, the message was sent to Angela White's phone, who lives in Canby, Indiana, and she's quoted as saying, "Every time I thought about it, I was like, I didn't just get that text randomly. I don't know why, but there was a reason why I got that evite to the shower." Those thoughts nudged White to send the couple a gift through their small business, Bravey Blanket Company, in her special delivery to the couple. She included a typed letter explaining the error and felt compelled to send it over. "I just couldn't get that feeling to go away, so I had made a blanket and I sent it in their hopes, and I hoped that they got it anyways, and they were blown away by the act of kindness, and somehow they never met someone who can be so generous from so many miles away." There's our feel-good story of the day, and we're going to welcome in Logan Briggs. Welcome back, sir.
Hey, thanks so much. Great to be back.
Yeah, man. Good stuff.
Absolutely. You know, it's great. You text me, I'm going to send you a roof estimate. I'm not going to send you any kind of cool gifts or anything.
There you go. Yeah, get a roof estimate. There you go. Yeah. Have you been doing your summer traveling, anything like that?
Yeah, I just got back from Anna Maria Island, actually.
Cool.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Down there for the week with the family.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man.
Yep.
And things staying pretty busy with Total Home Roofing?
Non-stop. This is our season. I mean, This is where we shine. We're helping the most homeowners. We're running the most estimates, and customers are preparing for hurricane season, like typical here. So we're always happy to help.
It seems like it's been hot, so hopefully it's not an active season, but you never know, man. When it's hot like this, that's what they say, right?
You never know. And you always get those scary articles that it's going to be the most active hurricane season ever. So
they call it every year almost, don't they?
Every year you're going to see that letter come out just to get the eyes, get the clicks, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. Now, Total Home Roofing, throofing.com.
Yes, sir.
That's the website. Okay, cool. So I wanted to touch on a couple things. So I was thinking about warranties. You know, when people get a home, new roof put on, I think a warranty is a big part of their buying decision.
Absolutely. Yeah, warranties are so important, whether that's from the manufacturer or actually the contractor itself. I mean, That's what's really, really important. Really what makes us very distinctive in the marketplace is we, from what I've seen out there, have probably one of the longest workmanship warranties out there. So there's a manufacturer warranty, which you get from any kind of manufacturer out there, whether that's Owens Corning, GAF, Certainty, some of the major manufacturers of shingles. And then there's the workmanship warranty that you actually get from the contractor themselves, right?
Okay.
How much do they stand behind their work?
Right.
You'll see a lot of typical 2-year, 5-year, 7, 10 sometimes, but you'll see a 15-year from us.
Nice.
So we offer a very, very long workmanship warranty, right? Because we stand behind our work.
That's
we
awesome,
use
man.
the best quality products with the best craftsmanship, so we're able to offer that. We stand behind our product.
15-year warranty. That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, we're married for 15 years, right? So
Yeah.
anything happens to that roof, labor, materials, we're taking care of it. But also, what's really nice is that if there ever is a leak, heaven forbid, there is a leak with one of our roofs, we're coming in, we're going to replace all the drywall, we're going to repaint, we're going to make it like that leak never happened.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
That's above and beyond.
Yes, sir. That's what we do.
That's awesome, man. I love that. We're talking with Logan Briggs here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes, throofing.com, Total Home Roofing. And what else are you seeing out there? We always often, warn our consumers out there, our audience, about some of these different scams and these different things that happen. What from a contractor point of view, what would you say are some of your top tips?
Yeah, so, if you're ever in the market, it's obviously you always want to get that estimate from a local contractor, right? They should be located in Tampa, in the state of Florida, if you're going to be doing business with them. And that kind of goes back to how are they going to treat your roof if there is a warranty issue, right? If they're headquartered in Georgia, are they really going to come down to Florida to help you out? The answer is probably not, right? So what we always want to do is make sure we're using a local Tampa contractor like Total Home Roofing. We have 2 offices, one in St. Pete, one in Brandon, to service the whole area. That's very important. Also, if a guy gets up on your roof and the first thing he says is, "I'll call your insurance," and he can't tell you why or explain why, that should also shoot some red flags up there too. Most roofers, we're roofing professionals. We're not policy professionals, so we're there to service you for the roofing needs. That's not to say if we don't see storm damage, we're not going to explain exactly what we're looking at on your roof, but most importantly, we're going to still leave you with a retail estimate, which means that we're going to expect you to either finance or pay out of your pocket. But at the same time, if there is insurance or there is, storm damage from the crazy storms that we get this time of year, we'll also have those conversations with you as well.
Right. Now, so that's something that homeowners would need to, contact their insurance team with. Doug Levi is who we work with. Doug Levi, Strategic Insurance, great insurance company, great, Christian businessman and his team. But yeah, insurance is a confusing place for people too, Logan. Can you expound on that a little bit?
Yeah, it can definitely be confusing, and folks like Doug are great to have on your team, right?
Yeah.
So when you have folks like that you can ask questions for, that they're going to really definitely help you on the policy side of things. From our standpoint, and what we train our consultants do is to train you on the roofing side. If they get up on your roof and they see a substantial amount of storm damage, there's different requirements that the state of Florida might require there might to be damage on your roof. Okay. And we're always going to keep it in there because it doesn't do anybody any good to just file claims to file a claim. Right. With that wastes our time, that wastes the homeowner's time, that wastes your insurance agent's time. So it's really important that you get up there and you get with a trusted contractor that's going to be able to, one, walk you through the process, show you pictures of what they're seeing on the roof so they understand why you would go in that insurance direction. And they should also be able to talk to you about a retail avenue as well. So if they're just focused on insurance only, insurance this, then you probably should say, all right, let me talk to some other contractors. Because any solid roofing contractor out there is going to be able to definitely educate you on the insurance side of things.
Right.
There's no doubt. But also, they should be able to provide you with a retail estimate as well.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And we've seen, over the years, different scenarios that play out, especially, we do get these summer storms. You get, it's kind of the tornadoes in some cases, the different squalls coming through. So you look at, what type of shingle is being put on. Is that a big difference too? Is the type of shingle, the way that it's put on, or is that pretty much uniform?
Well, that's a great question. There's different degrees of shingles out there, and what you really want to make sure is that what's going to satisfy not only to protect your home, but also the insurance company that's going to be covering your home, right? There's certain things within Florida code that's going to really help you not only get insurance, but get competitive rates as well. Because a lot of pains and a lot of customers I run into, probably half of them every day I'm in their living room is, my insurance isn't renewing me. It's because my roof is 10, my roof's 15, my roof's 20 years old, so I can't get insurance. At the end of June, they're kicking me off their policy.
Right.
So we run into that a lot. So there's certain things that the insurance company kind of wants you to do essentially bringing your roof up to code primarily is going to allow you to get the best coverage and the best premium.
Right.
And what we do is we walk and we educate the customer exactly what it takes to get your roof up to code and why we're doing the things that we're doing in order to get the best insurance coverage.
Yeah, it's a great point. We're talking with Logan Briggs, Total Home Roofing, here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. And we also talk about getting that wind mitigation, like Jay Smith, A Snoop Inspection. He's been a longtime supporter of the show, about 8-9 years now. He's been supporting the show. Jay Smith with A Snoop Inspection, a-snoopinspection.com. Wind mitigation is an important part of that process, too.
Yeah, absolutely. Jay's fantastic. And the nice thing about working with professionals like that is with every single one of our roofs, we are offering that. It's included in our roofs, right? So not only are we going to do all the inspections and the permits with the county or the city that you live in, but we're also at the end of it, we're going to hire a professional licensed home inspector to come back to your property and inspect the work that we did. That's going to be able to get you additional discounts with your insurance.
Yeah.
And during that wind mitigation report, which doesn't take a long time, but it takes about 20 or 30, maybe let's call it an hour of the inspector's time to come out to the home, and he'll build you a report, which then we'll send your insurance company, and you'll get your insurance premium, typically, from what I see, immediate savings.
Yeah, that's awesome. Talk a little bit about solar. Some people have, these different ideas about, well, if I put solar in my home, does it void the warranty? How's that? A lot of these solar companies are pretty good about sealing it properly and putting it in. What's your take on solar?
Yeah, we're in the sunshine state, right? So solar is huge here. It's getting more and more popular. It's getting more and more affordable as well. Yep. From most of the clients I talk to that have solar, they're extremely happy with it.
Yep.
They got that green, good, carbon-free feeling as well too, kind of disconnected from the grid. But regardless, it's an excellent service for our state. But what you'll see is that just like a roofer that has a good workmanship warranty, that solar provider should too.
Right.
And we have no problems. A lot of customers that we deal with might already have solar up there, so they have to come in, they have to get their solar provider to remove the panels.
The panels, yeah, solar
and then
panels.
we'll come in, we'll build a brand new beautiful roof up to code, and then they'll come back and put those panels on. And that doesn't waive necessarily any of our warranties or workmanship warranties, but those sections of those roofs might create a leak. It's happened before, but with a good solar contractor and a good roofing contractor that you partner up with, they're definitely going to come back and honor any work, any leaks that might happen.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about your team, Logan. I know you guys are doing. I remember at one point we talked about like 50 or 60 roofs a week or something like that.
Yeah,
you got a pretty good team. It sounds like.
Yeah, we have a phenomenal team in Tampa, Sarasota. I mean, we cover the whole state of Florida. So we just that takes a lot of systems and a lot of people to do that.
Yeah.
Especially in these hot summer months, we've got some of the hardest working crews I've ever seen. I mean, these guys are warriors up there.
Yeah.
They work so hard, and they don't get the thanks they need. I mean, they really do. And that's for any roofing contractor. Those guys up there on the roof moving those shingles around, it's hard work.
Yeah.
So bring them out some water if they're doing your home.
Yeah.
But no, we have phenomenal crews. We have about 35 crews in the Tampa area. Along with that, we're building about between 50 to 75 roofs, depending on the week, in the Tampa, Sarasota, Bradenton area alone.
Wow. Yeah.
So it's a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. And so how do you want folks to find you? What you got your social media going on too?
Yeah, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, but throofing.com is definitely a great resource for us. You can go on there, you can schedule a free estimate. You can even get introduced to our online team that can shoot you an estimate probably before the time you even get off the webpage. We have a fantastic group of individuals that just sit inside all day measuring roofs and just and get customers estimates on the spot.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you got your social media on doing Instagram, Facebook, which
we got
primary.
Facebook, we got Instagram. I mean, Facebook is definitely by far our most popular page.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's awesome. You're not doing TikTok, are you?
No, not yet. I haven't gotten down with the dances yet.
Well, I got a clip from TikTok. This is actually a clip from one of my shows I listen to a lot. It's true what Trump said about TikTok. Another one of what Trump said was true. Listen to this.
We now have even further evidence that the Chinese Communist Party is taking the data that comes across from TikTok and using it in all kinds of different nefarious ways. The effort to close it off because we keep the data here in the United States on a server, it's a fool's errand. The parent company's figured out how to get access to the channels, and we got it from the mouths of the employees of TikTok, the parent company ByteDance themselves.
So yeah, ByteDance, they got busted, basically stealing the information, everything from bio stuff, you look at your phone. I mean, it's pretty crazy. So what Trump said was true about the TikTok, and he cut him off and Biden reversed it. But yeah, I don't know. TikTok is like, there's a lot of people are getting on there. A lot of people are doing social dances and all that stuff. And I've dabbled with it, but hey, social can help you. But in that situation, who knows what the CCP is going to do with it.
I feel like TikTok is such a time waster. To be honest, sit there and just scroll with your head down, looking around. You got the world going on around you, and you're sitting there staring at your phone everywhere.
Exactly.
So no,
That's
haven't dabbled in that one yet.
Yeah, not too much either. Some people just trying to build up a following because it's easier when you're early adopter. But
they're trying to become an influencer, right?
There you go. Yeah. That's right. All right. Hey, another great show. Mike Murphy Auto Group, Jenny Restrepo, Insured Title Agency, and Logan Briggs, Total Home Roofing. Thank you for coming in.
Thanks so much, man. Appreciate it.
And we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Be a force for good in the community. And we'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Call Brandon Rhymes at 813-917-1894. That's 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show.